Yo, what up, Metas? Coming to you today with something a little bit different. We were doing some exploration around the map the other night while on stream, and we found this giant, and I mean giant area that seemed to be completely empty other than loot. No real enemies to speak of, no bosses, no objectives, some weird rooms like this that were just loaded with boxes all in one spot. Ran into several of these, which we'll show in the video. And just the scale of the place was bigger than any other area that I think I've been in. It was massive. And you could tell it had planning to it. Like it has perhaps a future use in mind. Or it's maybe an area that was built out, but they didn't finish or something. They do kind of, I guess you could say, encourage you to come down here because there is a rift anchor down here that you need to get to if you want to get all the rift anchors. But so much of the area is abandoned. You know, we found this kind of weird arena with like an elite in the middle of it, but like it's this massive, massive area where there's just very little enemies and just no real purpose to it. You can even see here some of the lighting is a little off. Like the top is really dark and the bottom is really bright. It's like the lighting effects are not fully implemented or not properly implemented or something of the sort. We were just really intrigued by this whole area. We're just like, why is it so massive? Just multiple levels, hugely deep, zip lines all over the place, ladders, loot, all this stuff, and yet I couldn't discern any use for any of it. There was no quest there. There was no, sort of like regional objective to get like mystical crates or anything like that. Only the most basic of elite enemies. We did find a chaos guy like outside of the zone as we were leaving it, but not really within the area. And I've kind of found a couple of places, not quite to this scale, but a couple of places in the game now where there's just huge swaths of buildings and maybe some enemies and like loot and stuff all over the place, but there's nothing there really. Like there's no objective to it. And I'm starting to wonder, like, did they run out of time on the scenario? Did they have plans to add more areas? Did they have plans to add more stuff and they just kind of like, well, we don't have enough time to finish building out all this stuff, let's just release what we have? I don't know. But these areas are oddly unused for the most part, and I guess I just don't foresee them doing some sort of like mid-season update, right? And all of a sudden adding a reason for this place to exist, or like I guess maybe they could conceivably do like a Way of the Winter 2 or something, where these areas get utilized and it gets built out more. I'm really not sure, but I found it interesting. Like here's the Chaos Weaver that I mentioned. It's kind of like outside, not really a part of the zone or anything. We poked it just for fun. Obviously we couldn't kill it with just like the 3 or 4 of us, but I wanted to upload this footage just to kind of like get your guys' thoughts on like, what do you think this area is? Why is it here? Why is there basically nothing in it? And do you think it's going to be a part of some future main story quest or something like that? I mean, would we stick around in this zone for much longer? I don't know. I just found it very intriguing because it was so large scale and there was so little there. But yeah, I'm just going to upload this footage raw. Obviously it's sped up. You can slow it down if you want to see some particularly interesting areas. A lot of loot though, a lot of boxes in there, a lot of stuff to be discovered. And I found it kind of intriguing. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one, and happy hunting out there.